And we've gone live. Hello, everybody. It's a Friday. I've been joined by a Bam who's underneath me. And well, I promised you tracks today, so here, have some tracks.
Those are some fine-looking tracks there. Well trimmed.
They're also a hint towards what we might be talking about later on today.
A train track line, I hear it might be
So,
coming.
you know, we might have some more interesting news later on that directly relate to these tracks over here. But I also figured when people were asking for hints for today's stream that if I said tracks, nobody would be able to guess what we could possibly be talking about.
By no means.
So, yes, I thought that was a genius idea on Tuesday when everybody put me on the spot. Because they did. They were like, are you streaming Friday? Yeah, have we got a hint? Tracks.
Let everyone spear eyes and think on what could that possibly mean in a game of tanks?
In a game of tanks, what does tracks mean? But anyways, before we get into everything, considering she's in chat today, I do want to pass my congratulations on to Hala because over the holiday break, she made Twitch partner.
Hey, congratulations, Ella.
So that actually now brings us up to 3 of our community contributor program that have now reached partner status, which I am thinking is absolutely great because it means that, you know, you guys are putting in so much work to make sure that our game over here gets seen to more people.
We appreciate you guys.
Tracks to move Artie. Well, Artie already moves. It's just not everybody wants to move their tank. Or Artie. Although these damn lizards. These damn lizards.
I welcome the lizards, the dinosaurs. This is how I like to start the stream. And hey, this is how I love to start the new year. Communicating and work with the players here. More lizards, always the better.
These darn lizards. I'm never escaping it. You know, they actually want me to dress up as a lizard for Tankfest.
Well, now that I know that request, I can also help.
Oh, Winged's already been working on that in the background. I dread to think what he's coming up with. I really do dread to think. That's not the only thing that's been suggested either. Some of them I could quite frankly just go and hide.
I do have to admit, like, I know I'm only on this stream like maybe once, maybe twice a month. I feel like there's always a new joke, a new meme, things that are people really gravitating toward, and I'm always missing the context and really trying to catch up with you guys here. But fun nonetheless.
Yeah, it's keeping up with all of the different memes and jokes and everything can be just a little hard. Just a little hard. But anyways, shall we get into a quick sort of wrap up for what we've had this week? You know, fresh week, new year, new tanks.
Sure. Should we start with a new contract?
I think that's exactly where we start. And look, we've got a pretty picture of it today, rather than just me playing terribly. So, you know, we can appreciate the tank today.
All right. Well, if you guys haven't already got an active contract going, please check out and sign up for the Chisei Tier 8 Japanese heavy tank. Just some, as I like to do, give you guys some historical background information. By 1943, a delegation of the Imperial Japanese Army representatives attended a demonstration of the German KPFW Tiger Osp heavy tank in Kummersdorf near Berlin. That was a mouthful. The Tiger seriously impressed the military, and so they decided to create a similar vehicle for the Japanese army. The design called for using many technological solutions from the German School of Tank Building and the vehicle could have turned out to be quite successful. However, by 1945, the situation in the country had become extremely difficult, and building the tank was problematic. And for that reason, the fate of the last Japanese heavy tank during wartime was sealed. However, the Chisei, not your typical Japanese heavy. It's not built for frontline, but more for a support heavy role. Your armor is adequate for same tier enemies, which can bounce some shots, but won't hold up well against the higher tier foes if facing them head on. You'll find that hilly terrain is where this tank does really shine, thanks to its 13 degrees of gun depression. Use this to maximize your armor sloping, which also greatly increases your effective armor. And once in position, use your 330 Alpha gun with over 2200 DPM to systemically take out the opposition. Chisei contract in a contracts tab, challenges near you.
Oh dear. Are we going with that line, are we?
Story time with Uncle Bam. You know that's how I do it. There's going to be more story time later on this very stream.
There is definitely story time being planned. Don't you worry about that. There is drop start swinger. There is drops. You should be working towards, to start with, a day of premium. And then also a set of blobs camo. I'm still not happy with our teams on that one, but there we go. Blaming Winged, always blaming Winged. It's all Wing's fault. All Wing's fault. Always is. Anything goes wrong, we just blame Winged.
I like to imagine he's watching in the background, just like, I get it, my fault, you say it all the time.
Probably. No lizard camo? Oh, Jesus, you're gonna start asking for that next, aren't you? Drops are working fine, but when's episode 2? January 23rd. But more on that later. To carry on with, there is also going on, because we've got the Chisei, which a lot of you have been working towards, and some of you have already completed it, I hear. Which, you know what? Chaos. Absolute chaos. That's some dedication to getting yourself a tank. But if you're less dedicated and want an easier way to go about getting your tank, we've got a trade-in event happening. So this is running for, well, it would have run for 4 weeks by the end of it, so you've still got about 3 weeks to, make up your mind if there's a tank you want. If you need to think on it, you've got plenty of time. Absolutely heaps of time. And if you don't know where to find it, you can find the trade-in event within the premium tab on the tech tree, and you can also filter down to any tanks there by finding the little green arrows, the recycling symbols. You can use that, and then you can see if there's any that you don't already own. See, when I go on there and use that filter, it shows me no tanks because, I have all the tanks. But for you guys, you can do it nice and easy. And then also, while we're on trading, we will mention that the on track, yes, we know, it's artillery. But if any of you haven't completed the Bat Chat 15558 line, you can grab that as well. You can work up from the Renault FT and go all the way through the Lorraines and up to the Bat Chats. And yes, we know, it's arty. We know. We know. We don't need to hear any more about arty. Unless, of course, you're playing the arty and blowing somebody up.
It's always good to shake up your usual, match-to-match gameplay and try something that plays a bit differently, like an artillery class itself, of course.
So what you're saying, Bam, what you're saying is, if you can't beat them, join them.
Not necessarily. Sometimes I need something a little bit more cut back from the front lines,
Mm-hmm. You prefer to occasionally support rather than assault.
I encourage that once in a while. Aim for Ace, arty party.
Oh, we all know Aim for Ace loves an arty party. It's a great way to learn how to fight and resist them. Well, if you know how the tank plays, you can, work out the best way to counteract them. And that goes for any tank in the game as well. Not just Artie, it goes for any tank in the game. There's also a Mr. Zotz in the YouTube chat, so best behaviour from you, I'll put that fair warning out, considering he's the boss and all.
Head Chief, always watching.
But anyways, shall we start discussing some of the activities we've got coming in next week?
Sure. Let's see. I don't have a whole lot of details to share on this, but you guys are familiar. We've run these a few times before, but we do have a new game board up and coming. This will allow you to unlock some free XP, some camo sets, a shell damage emblem, the "'Tis but a Scratch" inscription, and of course, 4 Icebound war chests will also be available through this Icebound game board.
Now, this game board is going to be up for 2 full weeks, so you don't need to rush on getting it completed within a single week, because you've got 2 weeks to do it. And to be honest, I kind of want that shell damage emblem just to maybe look at seeing how that goes on all the tanks, because that could be quite fun.
A little battle damage, just via some small emblem cosmetics.
And I'm sure quite a few people are going to love the "'Tis but a Scratch." I'm sure people have already got the very loose connection for that one. Lizard emblem, oh my days, guys. You're obsessed. Obsessed. Really can't escape it.
Take a note, lizard cosmetics. All right. High priority. All right.
Free by free game board? Yes, free by free game board. So as you see it on the screen there is how it will go into the game. So you're gonna love it. Wing's got it on his list too. Oh dear, I am so in pain. Lizardy pain. But no, it's a free by free game board. You will have the chance to re-roll the challenge free. You can re-roll the challenge once for free daily. So that's after your normal daily restart. And if you really want to, you can just go on and click on the stamp to buy it out. I recommend you don't, because you know what, these things are achievable without spending that gold, and you can spend that gold elsewhere. But if you really want to and think you're not going to finish it, you have that option as well for, some of the new people in chat who might not have seen these things before. Because I am seeing quite a few first-time chatters pop up.
It's good to see some fresh faces, fresh names.
Fresh faces. Terminator season could be interesting. But that would be down to our licensing department on whether or not we could even do that. You know how these things go, guys. There needs to be the license and the contracts and all of that sorted out before we can even get there. Unfortunately. Because I tell you now, there's a few things I want, but they've yet to happen.
We always dream big, trying to think what sort of fun IP collaborations work well with the brand, or we know that you, the players, might really clamor for. There's always ongoing discussions, but it really comes down to bigger business decisions.
But for the question on if this is coming in on Tuesday, yes, this challenge over there, I keep pointing in the wrong direction, will be coming in on Tuesday. And you will have 2 full weeks to complete the game board and collect your 4 Icebound war chests. Will the Resilient ever go back on sale? That one's unlikely. That was one of our charity tanks when we supported the United 24 charity. So that one is quite unlikely to come back unless we do another charity event for similar notions. Future of +1 -1. Hold that thought. We will discuss that briefly later on. We've just got a few more bits to get through.
Yep.
Lots more
We
to
saw your
get through,
comment there,
actually.
Paul.
There's at least 4 tanks we need to discuss. There we go. I've dropped another hint for you, people. Dropped another hint.
4 whole tanks.
4 whole tanks. 4. But what tanks they are, who knows? But speaking of tanks, bam. Shall we try something new? Or at least new on my side, because I've got my computer set up in a different way.
Sure. I have no idea what's going to be happening.
Well,
it might be a surprise to me.
We're going to move over to our next topic and hopefully be showing this article on screen as well as a little preview to what you will be reading on Tuesday.
All right.
So if
Hit us.
I do that, okay, let me just grab your camera and lift you up ever so slightly so that it looks just a little bit better. There we go. But anyways, tank war chests. Bam. Take it away for briefly to, talk about tanks that are coming.
So also starting on this upcoming Tuesday, we have new tank war chests that include some epic tanks, including the BZT-70, the Thumper, or what I would rather call it, the Thumper Thunder, the Sturv K, the BZ-72-1, and the Chaug? Chaug.
I'm
That's
sure.
it.
I'm
Chaug.
sure
Yes.
somebody told me once that it was Chaug.
Chaug. Yes. I am so bad when it comes to reading things verbatim. I see the C and the Z, and my instinct is to pronounce the Z, and then I end up tripping over it. The Chaug.
Now, those are just the epic tanks. There's also things like the Astron Rex and the BZ-176 that are in these chests as well. I know those 2 are really quite well loved. But, Stritzvon K, your friend needs that to finish his collection? Possibly. They might get lucky. Nicodemus needs the Astron Rex, so seems like there's everything here for everyone. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. And if there's not, well, we have got more offerings for next week. And the next bit really is for everyone. Like, this next one, for all our stat-loving people, will be really interesting on the next one.
And what might that be, KB? What do we have for the players?
Well, for next week, when I get the right bit showing up, there we go. There we go, over there. These are the rewards you'll be picking up for, taking a look at your battle report for the past year. As you know, this is pretty much a yearly initiative that we do by now, where you can go onto a website and explore all of your highlights from the previous year.
Very cool. Year in review.
Year in review. So if you played 100 battles or more last year, you will be able to see your personal battle report, which includes performance stats, standout moments from the past year, and also the reward set, which, right, the tank is being used to showcase these rewards. The tank is being used to showcase the rewards. But there are camos, unique emblems, there's a little flag as well that you can pick up to show off being a 2025 tanker. And if you're in the top, I want to say it's 25% of all tankers from last year, you will also get the elite tanker collection as well that you can see on the screen as well. The link will become available to this on Tuesday, as per the norm whenever we do anything like this. So, preview of what's to come. And you will be able to see things like, how many vehicles you destroyed over the past year. Or maybe how many kilometers you traveled across the entire year. Not now, no, it's not right now. It's a teaser for Tuesday.
And we'll have the link available, whether that's on via portal articles. You guys will be streaming again on Tuesday via socials. You'll see the link come by Tuesday.
And trees run over? I'm not sure if that one made it in. Not sure if
I
that
knew
one made
someone
it
was
in.
going to ask that, though.
Oh, they love about trees and running them over. Top 15%. Okay, it's the top 15%, not 25. I must have read it wrong earlier when I was reading through everything again. Silver spend, aim for ace. I feel like you might be one of our top silver spenders after the last year. There was a lot of tanks you guys were picking up for silver. I'd put you up there. Not just kills, there's going to be plenty of other stats included. Top 15% of what? Top 15% of players within battles. That's all I know. I don't know what stats being used by our data analysis team, but that's where we are. There's also now a Since1 in chat, which means that there should be food coming our way soon.
Again, context? What's the joke here? What's
Sin and food.
sin and food? All right. Hurry.
Yeah, sin and food. There we go. Job sorted. Basically, he keeps showing us all this lovely food he keeps making. And
okay.
it's very much a... Can we get that food? When are you sending some over for us?
Oh, you used to be a sous chef. Awesome.
So he makes all this lovely looking food and we're all just sat here like, can we get some, please? Where's ours?
We'll have our people talk with your people. Let's see if we can get some catering. Maybe at some point.
And we'll have to keep blagging for a minute because everybody's just gone, oh no, we've hit ads. So yeah. Yeah, we'll have to blag for another couple of minutes till they say they're back. Oh dear. Lumberjack medal. That
for knocking down the trees, I imagine.
Why haven't we done that?
We have debated whether adding an actual achievement into the game. Mind you, back when we still had the allotment to make new achievements. TLDR, we can't make new achievements. We kind of hit the limits that the platform holders allow. Anyhow, off tangent. We didn't want to include a run over trees achievement because, let's be quite honest, a lot of people might want to go after that achievement rather than focusing on the objective.
Okay.
So didn't want to hurt the meta.
Okay. But why do we not have a medal?
It's kind of, medals are achievements, are they not? It could be for those that are completionists.
And I'm sure quite a few people would enjoy trying to hunt down a lumberjack medal at times. But you guys would have to promise me that you will carry on playing the game properly.
Everyone, we're all on the same page here. Like, we'll hit a tree just as we're playing. I'm
going to knock this tree down and use it as a bush.
Exactly. Yeah, we'll count those.
Yeah, exactly. We knock the tree over, it deploys as a bush, and there we go. Job sorted. I'm sure that's what everybody's thinking.
In Max Chaos, yeah, I guess our back-end code only actually technically tracks up to 60,000 trees.
Oh, so we'd have to update that as well. I feel like I might be getting us both into trouble here, so, shall we move on to something a bit more interesting?
Yeah.
Something that won't get us into trouble. Right, so where were we up to? We've discussed trading, we've discussed Icebound War Chest game board, we've spoke about the battle report, we've spoke about war chests. Yes, we promised at least 4 tanks, didn't we?
I think we did.
So, that means, everyone, it's time for a trailer. Are you all ready? I hope you've got the popcorn ready for this.
Shall we roll the clip?
We are rolling the tapes. tanks, I believe this means we have now completed our promise from this time last year to provide tech tree tanks in every season.
There we have it. We've landed it.
We have landed it. And yes, the track from earlier, I believe, came off the tier 7. I believe I took it off the chopper.
Ah, okay.
I was just like, well, I need something. If I say British, they're gonna get that quite quickly. If I say dual barrel, they're gonna get it quickly as well.
Very quickly. Yep.
So if I go for tracks, it's gonna be harder to guess. But yes,
and I think we had a premium UK dual barrel not too long ago, which also could have meant a very strong hint.
But earn all 4 for free. How? By progressing up the tech tree line. And we'll go through all of that in a moment. But FV225 is also our giveaway today, which is the premium tier 10 that links directly with the 4 tanks we're going to be talking about.
Fantastic. And how many giveaways are we giving away, Katie?
2.
2 FV225s.
2 FV225s.
1 per barrel.
Chat wants to know if they can put googly eyes on the muzzles.
Okay, serious thing. We did talk about this. We amused the idea of maybe moving the emblem placements in front of, on the muzzle caps themselves. Unfortunately, no, we didn't land on that in the end, but there was some conversation about that. Especially for the chopper itself, where you do feel like you can kind of wink at players with it, as it does look like a little blinking eye at the front of the barrels.
Okay, so then, whilst you talk through these, I am going to put this on the screen, and we'll go through the article at the same time, because this is going to go over some of the bits that you're talking about. They're also going to get a sneak peek at some of the stats for the tanks once they're fully upgraded. And yes, it branches off from the tier 6 Churchill 7. So if you've already completed the Churchill 7, you are set to go from Tuesday morning when these tanks release.
Yeah. All right, so I shall take it away then? Okay. So welcome in, everybody, our World War II line of 4 new British dual-barreled heavy tanks. Coming from the Tier 6 Churchill 7, and this starts at Tier 7 and goes all the way up to Tier 10. That includes the chopper, the conceiver, contender, and can opener.
I do love the names.
Oh, I'm sorry?
I do love the names. They're just chaotic in their own way. And it's like, okay then. And for those asking in chat, you only need to have deleted it. If you have then sold the Churchill 7 after finishing it, you will be fine.
Yep. All right. So offering and combining good armor, mobility, and of course, flexible firepower due to the dual guns. These tanks have very little extra flair with the addition of the muzzle caps. These muzzle caps will open or close to indicate if the gun is selected in single fire mode or if in double shot mode. Both of the muzzle caps will actually open up. Use the visual indicator when facing these new vehicles, as it shows which fire mode they are currently in. Very similar to the FV225 released earlier this year. Both guns must be loaded in order to fire. This applies both to the single fire and the double shot modes. So that's the introduction of the dual tanks UK line comprehensively, but now let's kind of tackle each of the tanks individually. Starting up with our Tier 7 FV224 chopper. A project for a heavy coastal defense tank developed by the UK immediately after World War II. 2 guns on the turret combined with a panoramic reticle and an optical rangefinder would presumably enable the tank to fight on equal terms against amphibious assault support ships. Wide tracks, in turn, were supposed to ensure good crossing capacity. However, due to unreliable and complex suspension, guns of insufficient caliber, and a lack of nuclear protection, the project was ultimately terminated. But wait, that's not all. Bam story, Uncle Bam story time continues.
That's all right. We've had stats on show as well, so I'm sure people have been trying to grab screenshots. But don't worry about grabbing screenshots. This article goes live today. You will be able to reread this at your leisure across the weekend.
Perfect. So, next, our Tier 8 FV-227 Conceiver. The project for the FV-227 Conceiver tank, which developed a concept for assault tanks that emphasize counteracting enemy vehicles rather than fortifications. The vehicle's primary purpose was reinforcement of the versatile Centurion tanks in battle. It was planned to equip the FV-227 Conceiver with 2 identical high-caliber guns. The guns could be fired alternatively or in salvo. Virtually all developed countries in the world were attempting to develop a tank with a double-barreled gun system, but not one of these projects entered into final production. Next, our Tier 9 FV-229 Contender. And KB, let me know if you want me to slow down, if you still want stats to show here.
We should be all right, because
all right?
The gun stats are identical for both sides, so if you've only seen the left side or the right side, you've seen the same ones anyway.
Imagine. Yep. All right, FV-229 Contender, here we go. A heavy coastal defense tank developed in the late 1950s. As part of the corresponding program, it was chiefly designed for effective defense against the Soviet Army, which was expected to land on the English Channel shore during wartime. The tank was planned to be equipped with a double-barrel gun system, able to cause guaranteed damage to light LSTs and amphibious vehicles, as well as fight tanks on the coast. Its armor, in turn, was supposed to ensure protection not only from tank ammunition, but also from naval artillery supporting the landing. And this project remained only in blueprints. And our last top of the tech tree list here, our Tier 10 FV-230, the Can Opener. A project for heavy coastal defense tank developed in the UK, also in the late 1950s as part of the program of coastal defense against suspected maritime landings. Impressive firepower, excellent armoring, including strong sloped hull armor, and decent mobility made the vehicle a formidable opponent in combat against landing vessels. The gun was equipped with a mechanism comprising movable covers on the muzzle brakes to protect the bore from moisture. During the tank's development, it became clear that anti-ship missiles would be the future of maritime battles and not artillery guns. And as a result, the project was deemed to have no prospects and was discontinued before a prototype was even built. And there you have it, our new World War II UK dual-barrel tank line. All coming on Tuesday.
All coming on Tuesday, all ready to go. This will be, available after stream today for you to reread at your leisure. We just thought that while Bam was giving some of the background, it would be nice to scroll through and, let you catch some of those stats and look at some of the armor panelings as we went through. I'm sure a couple of you keen-eyed tankers noticed me pointing out the sort of cupola handles that the tanks have got, which are quite strange, just like these little handlebars that are definitely going to be something for you all to aim at. Like, look at that.
It sticks out.
It sticks out. It's not very well armored. If you can hit that, kaboom. Kaboom.
Good call out.
So, yes, if that's what you want to know, stop shaming its ears. Hey, I'm just pointing out where you might want to shoot the tank, okay?
No ear shaming on this stream.
Just gonna,
But yeah, I love
point out some of the little tidbits. It's like, maybe not try unless you're overmatching that one. But you know what? If you can zip around the side of it and get behind it, I'm sure you're gonna get it that way. It's a man bun. According to one of them, it's a man bun, not ears. Who knew tanks had got man buns?
New feature.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Oh. But what do we think, guys? Which one are you most excited about? Are you excited to get started on the line all the way down with the tier 7? Or are you most excited to get all the way up to can opener? Because everybody knows these tanks aren't being called by their FV designations. That it's just going to be chopper, contriver, conceiver.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Why didn't we name the 225 Confucius?
Now, while it doesn't really have that much gameplay impact outside of knowing when a user has one of their barrels or both barrels actively ready to fire with the muzzle lids, I do have to admit each of the tanks have unique animations in the way that the lids actually open up. Like I mentioned before, the chopper is simply just kind of just looks like lids opening up, while the other ones kind of have spiraling muzzles that kind of unlock. Just a neat little small detail, but important detail that just adds to the intricacies of these tanks.
Although, we should probably warn people to, take cover with their new heavy tanks. They might come across some rogue bat chats next week.
Now there's a matchup.
Oh dear, that's I couldn't help myself. I needed to point out that one. Chat will lynch me for it later on, I'm sure.
It's so hard to get past the tier 7. These bat chats are the people going up that
that Lorraine, it rained havoc down on me. Oh dear. So if anybody does get taken out by a Lorraine, it's not my fault. Just saying. I warned you to be careful of them. And why are we blaming Nutso in chat? What's Nutso done?
He made the on-track line happen the same time, apparently.
Ah, right. Okay, so it's Nutso's fault. Okay. Didn't realize Nutso was that evil, to be honest.
Everyone's got their dark side.
Everyone's got their dark side. Okay.
It ruins everything.
If everybody's got a dark side that ruins everything, does that mean Mr. SPG's dark side is whenever he comes up with new bot names? I've seen some of those bot names he's snuck in after I've put in my list.
My designers, we continue to get surprised in our internal testing. Like, is that one new? That feels like that one's hasn't been there before. And again, a lot of them, I am missing the context. I do get the initial ticket. Thank you, Mr. SPG, who makes me at least aware of the names coming down the train. But just having some fun.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Some of them were even community suggested because people had put in feedback threads over what bots could be called. It's like, oh, that's fun. Oh, that one's fun. And then some of them are just absolutely horrible to the rest of us. Is there anything new on Cold War side? We'll get to a bit of Cold War stuff not too far away, because we do have something very briefly to talk about.
Yep.
But we haven't got anything specific coming in for Tuesday.
Correct.
They do want to know if the bots have their own personalities.
They do not.
Oh.
This was, however, another thing outside of the bot names. Put the bot names, let's shelve that for just a moment. But this has been active discussions with our AI engineer on the team of, do we want to start creating AI bot archetypes where certain ones have certain play styles or ways that they maneuver through the game or target people in various ways that does give them a personality. It's a kind of a back burner idea, might be something in the future, but nothing to really speak on outside of just ideation at this time.
The bot name, Lizard, Lizard, Lizard. Oh no. Mr. SPG's in chat as well, so I know what's turning up.
You guys are just feeding him ideas.
Oh dear, oh dear. I am never escaping these dawn lizards. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. There's always one bot that pretends to get stuck. Well...
The Bates bot, of course.
Uh-huh. But yes, Tuesday, 4 new tanks, all of which you can grab from Tuesday, branching off of the Churchill 7. No need to wait. If you're not finished with the Churchill 7 yet, I would suggest that becomes your weekend tank to play.
It's a good call out.
Because then you get yourself all set up for Tuesday when these new tanks drop in. And how many of you have, forgot about the giveaway? Don't forget about the giveaway. Because, there's an FV225 up for grabs.
Yes. There'll be 2 lucky winners.
And that, I put the wrong command in. There we go. You can use these to grind new contracts. You can use these to grind the new contract. That is definitely for sure a way to do it. And besides, all that XP will add up. Because you always need lots of XP towards the end of a contract. Right, where are we up to? We need to switch back to that one. Because...
I think we need to talk about some surveys, perhaps?
We have surveys to talk about. Well, survey to talk about. But wanted to make sure that we didn't have any last-minute show and tells, shall we say. But no, we're all good. No more show and tell. It's all just talking about here. And Omega, we said this to you guys last year. We've said it all through the year. That hasn't been a thing this year. That was retired after last year's event. This has not carried on through 2025. Everything that you have been working towards has already been in game via things like Banners of Valor, Winterfest, all the other challenges and everything we've put on across the year. Right, so apparently Skynet's taking over and we're going to bring it back to Winterfest and make sure that everybody is aware of surveys that are coming out. These surveys are going to go directly to your emails next week. I can't tell you what day next week, but they are due to go out next week. And they will only be going to your email. We cannot give you a link. So you need to make sure that if you haven't, that your email is up to date on the website, which you can find on the link that will be popping up on chat, and that if you do want to provide feedback via this survey, it's only 3 minutes long, that you are signed up to receive emails from World of Tanks Modern Armor. So this will give you a chance, if you haven't put anything in Discord, on Facebook, via Reddit, to get involved with all of our feedback. It's just another way we use to make sure we are getting as much feedback as we possibly can from all of you guys.
Yep.
So, just in case you missed it, make sure your emails are up to date and that you are going to be receiving emails by making sure we can contact you by clicking the tick boxes. Because there are tick boxes in the account management page where you can decide what you get emails for.
Perfect.
And again, it's only 3 minutes long. It won't even stop you completing a full battle. Because it's only 3 minutes, and our average game time is between 5 and 7. So it doesn't even take a battle length. I thought I'd come up with something better in my head, and then I've said it, and it's just like,
Yeah, that was okay. I think the important takeaway is it's a quick, short survey.
Mm-hmm. And it's your way to make sure that you guys are getting involved with all of our feedback, and we hear your voices. Because, well, we know not everybody uses Discord, we know not everybody uses Reddit or social medias, so this is just one way we can make sure that everybody has a chance to tell us what they think. We need more dynamic maps with rain, smoke, moving trains, and balloons falling onto the battlefield. According to YouTube chat, for external elements that add unpredictability to gameplay.
Noted.
I like the balloons idea.
So I did go the more wacky direction of like, what do you mean by balloons? Like a birthday party? But then I'm like, oh, maybe they're talking more like the Zeppelin, the blimps.
Hot air balloon. I avoid ticks because I don't want Lyme disease. Can I use checkboxes instead? 1, that's terrible. 2, yes you can. Oh dear. You probably shouldn't go up to Scotland and go hiking in Scotland, if I'm honest for you. Not the most terrible joke you've heard this week? Well, I've heard that the new tank is cheesy.
Cheesy, you say?
Apparently it's cheesy. Or at least that's what my CCs and CAs have been telling me, and it made me cringe yesterday. But I can't say I'm shocked with that lot, to be honest. I really can't. But I swear sometimes they go onto Google and just put in bad puns to annoy KB with. I really do. I really do. Oh look, people are getting their blobs camos. Woo!
Oh, is that the Twitch drop reward?
Yes, it's our Twitch drop reward for today. You should be allowed to name the tanks. I can only imagine how terrible that would be.
Yep, got mine.
That naming the tanks would probably mean that we had to put in a lot of moderation features. Especially for
allowing players to name them, yeah.
I can already think of certain tanks that would definitely be required for. I know what you guys are like. Upgrade game to 18+. We'd have to with you lot. We'd have to. But anyways, we've now seen a couple of people mention +1, -1. I've seen a couple of mentions of auto-aim. I've seen I might have seen a mention of terrain resistance. I've seen also a mention of something we did last year, but haven't mentioned yet for 2026.
Correct. I can take this one away, of course. Yeah, so as you guys recall, we did a few live tests last year that does involve everything KB just made mention of. We took a bit of a break because as we got into the holiday season, we had to really push our big Monster Mash event mode. We went into November with our big Black Friday sales and events. And of course, Winterfest was also a big thing. So we wanted to put all of our live testing to the aside. And now that we're starting to get back into the new year and having evaluated some data and try to determine what our next steps and action items for us, we're ready to get back into the foray of more testing. We're going to take it little at a time because what we don't want to do is kind of fatigue you, the audience, with week after week of different tests, because that also gives us, on the development side of things, time to kind of digest the information, gather the sentiment and feedback from you, the player base, and then help determine, okay, here's what we got from the players, here's what we see in the data. this is what next steps look like, whether a next step is another test or actual implementation into the game. And as always, we will do our best to continue the transparency and carry you guys along in terms of like where we want to take whatever feedback and data we've gotten, what the next step would really look like. So starting, not to give it quite too many specifics, this is me just saying we are going to be doing more live tests, and one of them will be coming up very soon. But what I will say, we'll just encourage, join our stream on January 23rd, where we will be, that was a lot of W's, discussing our 2026 test plan of various facets of things that you have seen earlier last year.
And more. Hint,
And
hint,
more.
nudge, nudge, people. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. There's something very special being planned for January 23rd. So do make sure to turn up. But again, because you've all been asking, what happened with auto aim? What happened with cold water aim resistance? +1, -1. They are still actively being looked at. And we are going to be revisiting them across the year, but we've not got anything solid yet. No solid date yet. But we are actively looking at them. So make sure that you put it in your diary now, or on your phone, or your watches, or whatever you use these days. Put a reminder on for same time on the 23rd, 7 p.m. UTC, 1 p.m. CST, that you're here again. There will be Twitch drops, and that you're ready to hear all about our plans for 2026.
Yep.
And because people asked, yes, I still have my claws on from the holiday season. They are being taken off this weekend because, oh my lord, it's been so hard typing this week on my keyboard.
I can't imagine.
I'm okay with my laptop keyboard because I got lots of practice at Tankfest, but my normal day-to-day keyboard for my PC has just been driving me insane.
I feel like that would cramp up the hands.
Well, I kind of have to force them into a weird flicky shape so that I'm using the joint to type with rather than the tips of my fingers. And yeah, it's really annoying. The amount of typos I've made this week is way too many. So yes, they will be coming off this weekend, and we're going to be going back to just normal nails, because one of them has already fallen off too. I have one bare nail on that hand, and it's just like, I can't do this. We need to either all of them off, or
them up, yeah.
all of them on. And
Penny says it's a skill issue, though.
It's not a skill issue, it's just a pain. It's just a pain.
Really quick, I'm not going to give specifics, but I did see a number of questions come up regarding maps. I will just say we do have something special coming in the next season that will give you guys kind of a break from the cold and icy winter side of things. More on that in a later stream, though.
Summer version of Tundra.
Summer Tundra. Summer Mountain Pass. Summer Mountain Oka.
That means I was wrong. That means I was wrong. Dang nabbit. You're sending us a heatwave for February.
Bring in the heat in February.
Because after this week, I'd love a heatwave. It's been cold and snowing and all sorts. And then they predicted the worst snowfall of like 20 years, and we got none of it.
Got none of it. Yeah, we're all melted over here. We had some heavy rainfall yesterday, and now we're looking at mid 40s Fahrenheit.
We're still at a singular degree, so we're close to freezing again.
Oh, geez.
But it's not the -7 degree that we had the other day. Because that was really cold. That was really, really cold. Anyways, I think that makes it time to start getting a certain spinny wheel ready.
Giveaway time, I believe.
I think it is giveaway time, which means people are going to start guessing colours. And I need to go and do our lovely download. And for those that have messaged asking about the downloads, they've not messaged about downloads. They have messaged asking if their names do show up on the list, and the answer is yes, all of the names show up on the list. It's just we're getting that many people joining now. It's very much hard to spot your name these days. Thinking about it. Thinking about it. Come on, computer. You can do it.
It's thinking.
It's thinking. It's still thinking. Right. The data's loading. Right. We can now filter it to gamer tags. There we go. Filtered to gamer tags, and we can grab them. And we can go over there. In fact, we will pop your camera over on that screen for a moment so that we can have the large spinny wheel. And then. Ah! That messed your camera up.
I can hold on. Which way do I have to lean?
Oh no, it's not. Right. It's not your side there. It's. That's because I had you on a smaller preview on my opposite side so that I could have like 4 different windows open at the same time. There we go. Bam's back to almost normal size. There we go. Right. Let's see. Is the wheel gonna pop up? Not that one. That one. Nope. It's not behaving. Will it behave over here?
We need kitty cam. They're all napping right now.
They're all napping.
They're a little bit less active to jump on the cameras nowadays.
Wheel, could you
do what you're supposed to do?
Yeah, can you do what you're supposed to do? I don't like it when you give me tech issues during the stream. It's a bit annoying. I don't know how many times I have to reset this one up because it just decides that it can't work properly. It's like, we use this every single week. Could you just please behave?
Big Pickle in the chat says, hey, you know what? No need for a wheel draw. Make it easy. He'll take one for us.
He'll take it. He'll take it. Okay, right. There we go. We're up. We're working. It really was being a pain.
There we go.
It really was being a pain. And that's terrible, Suicidal. That's terrible. Did Wink break it? Probably. Probably Rough Wave. Right. Spinning. It's spinning. Even Bam is allowed to say. That's because for Friday streams, I have a different setup to a Tuesday stream. I don't have to take over one of my screens to use with the gameplay, so it's great.
Nice.
But anyway, Dead Meat, congratulations, because I've seen you in chat. Oh, you have won yourself an FV225. Congratulations. Right.
That is awesome. Congratulations.
Are we ready for our second winner?
Winner number 2. Who do we have?
Hopefully another one that I can pronounce that easily. Crippled Cowboy! Yes! I can actually say. Oh
nice.
Dear.
Congratulations.
But congratulations to both Crippled Cowboy and Dead Meat, both of whom I have definitely seen talking today. You have won the FV225 for yourselves. They will be credited to you probably at some point this afternoon, but could take as long as 5 working days. So congratulations to you both. We are going to be switching back to that page, running that trailer one last time so that you can see those lovely new dual barrel British tanks and all of their glory. And then we will be finding somebody to raid. because our CC and CA drops for the weekend have just gone live. So we're going to drop you on one of them so that you can start earning your way towards them as well. I feel like that's a fantastic idea. The panda is somewhere nearby. While Petty has been in chat, it's probably his panda army. But anyways, chat, we will see you again on Tuesday, where we will be taking a look at all 4 new tanks on the way in, and we will see you again on a Friday on January 23rd, 2026 to talk about the 2026 plans. There we go.
I'll see you all there.
There we go. We got there. Right. Time to run that trailer one last time, everybody. Stay safe, and we will see you all again next week.
Have a good weekend. Thank you.
Bye-bye.